Just about live, Bev.
Whoa.
Just about live. I think we're live, maybe.
I hope all my Canadians come on.
And here's Beverly singing in the background.
I should have saved those leftover dreams. Funny, but here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about. And I laughed at the thought it might turn out this way. Where is that worn out wish that...
Oops, keep going. Oh, darn. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting my stuff together today. Let's see. Let me save this. Yeah. Save it and then play it. Save and then play it. Then I can move through what I'm doing. Here's that rainy day. Let's start again. Come on. Come on. All right, here we go again. This is
I should have saved those leftover dreams. Funny,
so pretty.
But here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about. And I laughed at the thought it might turn out this way. Where is that worn out wish that I threw aside after it brought my lover near? Funny how love becomes a cold, rainy day. Oh, funny.
Wow.
It's that rainy day is here. day. Oh, funny, that rainy day. Thought it might turn out this way. Funny, that rainy day is here. That rainy day is here. That rainy, rainy day is here. Rainy day. Rainy
Very, very beautiful. That was Beverly Church Hogan, who is my guest today.
Hi, Cathy. Hi, everybody.
Pretty beautiful, wasn't it?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Let me focus on you. Hi.
Hi, Cathy. At last.
At last.
Yes, we're together.
We keep planning, but
Yes.
you know, life.
We always want to get together, and it seems I've been here a couple of times, so this is probably my 4th time here. Yay!
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Just so happy
You
to
are
be here.
welcome. I'm so happy to have you here myself. And I'm just getting my preparatory things together here before we there's a whole bunch of people who already are saying hello. There is Roland Askerans and Rose Colella. I don't know if you know Rose.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She's a wonderful singer. Nora, of course. Hello,
Nora.
And Cammie Black. She said she's very excited for your new CD.
Thank you, Cammie.
Joyce Glasgow, who's a big jazz fan from Seattle. Let's see. Mark Winkler, Lorraine Marrow, beautiful picture and song. And Cammie says hello. Thank you. Thank you, Cammie. Yeah, I just got this from my supplier. This is, my coats that are very, very much like this.
Rainbow.
Yeah, so they're silk, and she just sent me this. Isn't this really beautiful?
Oh.
And I have to point out that these earrings were a gift from Beverly this morning. Are those like
Pink.
perfect? They're perfectly me.
My happy color.
And they're surrounded by, they're large enough, and they're surrounded by silver. That's what I like. I'm not surprised.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. You wear them well. They're so beautiful on her, aren't they?
Thank you. I think she would look good in them as well. Let's see. There's a few more people. Claudia Caval.
Oh, hi, Claudia. My little Canadian buddy.
Yeah. Miriam Bell Garfield.
Oh, Miriam. Hi, Miriam.
And Linda Smith. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
All right. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more people coming in.
Where are my Canadians?
Yeah, they might think it's 1:00. We had the weirdest experience.
Yes.
All the events themselves had said it was 12 to 2. And then when I put out my event from my end, it said 12 to 2, even in the Facebook writing. But I saw she literally got the event, and the Facebook writing said at 1:00.
1:00.
And that was so weird. And
Everyone that I sent out said one. I had to correct them.
That is so weird. And then she even sent one to Nora, and Nora saw 2. Nora saw 12, but you sent the one that said 1.
And I showed you the one.
I've never experienced that before, ever.
Well, that's me. As my husband would say, it's Beverly. Okay. The spirits are always around me, Cathy.
Well, and around us all, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh.
We probably should have had lunch first and then had the show, Then we would have been all, I didn't want to say juiced up. That was the wrong image. I wanted to say we would have been warmed up. But
Right.
anyway.
Well, we get to have it after.
Yeah. So, okay. Oh, Diana Rothberg. Hello.
Diana.
Hope you're doing well,
to
Diana. We love you.
I love you, Diana.
Thanks, Joyce. So, I only know, actually, I mean, I know that I love Beverly, but I don't know a lot about her past. And I would imagine that you did some acting as well.
No,
Really?
never have acted.
You should act. Maybe you should start
Oh.
that career
Oh
now.
my gosh, another project. Oh, no. I don't know if I've got the energy for another project. I really don't.
The last person I suggested went out and got an agent, and she got
working.
Yeah. Do you know Drea Courtney?
No, I don't.
She's a
think so,
very
yeah.
beautiful woman. And yeah, several years back, I kept saying, every time I'd see her, I'd say, you really need to get an agent or something for commercials. You could do that.
Actually, when I first came to California,
Yeah.
I went to see if I could get into commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just this little Montreal girl coming to Los Angeles. And I went to an agent, and I'll never forget what he said. He says, Beverly, I think we could really use you because you really have something that's different. And I said, well, how do you know? You just met me. He says, you have the Bob Hope nose. I took it as a compliment. I really did. I really took it as a big compliment. But then my life went in another direction.
I know,
So,
we do follow our paths.
yeah, it's been an interesting life, believe me, because I'm a World War II baby. I mean, I lived in Canada in Montreal during World War II. So, and my father went to war, and he came back 6 years later because he was English, and Canada was owned by England at that time. And the first bomb that was dropped on England, my father joined that night, and he was gone.
Wow.
And I was about 5. My brother was like 2.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Your mother must have
My mother was
been a little freaked
They're all
out.
from England. They were
Yeah.
all from England.
Oh yeah.
And they immigrated, and I'm the first Canadian born.
Yeah.
And my mother was such a stoic worker.
Yeah.
She had no education
Mm.
because she was born with polio. They didn't know that at that time.
Oh.
So she didn't really have much schooling, but she just took care of her 2 kids, my brother and I, and she was amazing, amazing. Held down 2 jobs. I had a paper route when I was like 7 to earn some money, So
Yeah.
it's been a lovely, lovely story of my life. I mean, it's quite. My life's canvas is filled with color. So.
So you were okay. So you grew up in Canada,
Mhm.
and then
I always loved the singers on the radio.
okay.
And secretly, I wanted to sing. Secretly, I didn't sing out loud, but secretly it was in my head and here.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I could get it out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my beginning was when I was 11 years old. My father came home when I was 12.
Yeah.
But when I was 11 years old, I said to my mother, there's an amateur competition in Verdun, where my beautiful little city where I lived. And it was at the Palace Theater on Wellington Street in Verdun. And all the Canadians will remember, because the Wellington Street is now like a little shishi street.
Oh, really?
So I went to the theater. First of all, I said to my mother, please, I want to go and sing. She's, you want to sing? She didn't know. So I said, yes, I would like to try out for the competition. There's an amateur competition. And she said, well, what are you going to sing? I said, well, I don't know, but I'm going to go. And I'm not going with you. She said, you have to go by yourself. And she said, if you can do it alone, you'll be able to do anything in your life.
Wow.
So I go to the Palace Theater, big theater, because in Montreal at that time, you were not allowed. The rule was you were not allowed to go to movies unless you were 16 years old.
Hmm.
So that was the law in Canada.
Yeah.
So I go and I go down the aisle and I sit into this movie theater, which I've never been in. I mean, it was
God.
like a palace. Well, it was called a palace. And they had a trio. And I saw all these singers get up and, you know, they have your name on the list. And they kept bringing pieces of paper to the piano. I didn't know that was called a chart. I knew nothing. And so it was dark and I was sitting in the middle of the theater and I probably weighed like 70 pounds. And they said, Beverly Leglise. And I went down in the seat. And they said, Beverly Leglise over the mic, the stage. And I said, if I don't do this, I'm never going to do it. So it took me like a week to get to the stage in my head. In my head, it was like a week. So I went to the piano player and he said, where's your chart? And I thought, oh God, that's the piece of paper that they're talking about. And I said, oh, I don't have a chart, but I'll start it and you just follow me. And I remember the three guys. Okay. So anyway, I was okay. I got
What
through
song
it.
was it?
I think it was, I sang a French song.
Oh.
J'attendrai.
Okay.
And I thought, well, they're French, you know, because it was, I come from a French province, French and English. And I thought, well, I'll do the French song because that'll really maybe let them like me. Anyway, so I went on and I had to do 3 songs to get chosen. My award was a radio spot on CKVL. All the older Canadians will remember the radio letters, the radio call letters.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I thought, oh God, if I can do that, I can get a radio spot. Wow, that would be nice. So I sang, this is a connection here, okay? I'm going to give you the past and the present.
Okay.
The past was, I sang a song by a composer and a lyricist I didn't know because I really wasn't into the music except for listening to the big bands and the wonderful Margaret Whiting and Helen O'Connell and all of them. So anyway, I sang this song called When Madame Pompadour was on the ballroom floor, said all the gentlemen, obviously she has the cutest personality. Little did I know that was written by Johnny Mercer.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give you the present. So November 18th, Johnny Mercer's family is having a big birthday celebration for Johnny. And they invited me to sing a song. So I'm singing a Johnny Mercer song. So there's that tie.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I won.
Yeah.
And I had quite a few months doing, on Saturday, I would come from playing and get into my clothes because my mother was working 2 jobs. And I would run to this radio station and I have a picture. I think I sent you a picture of me when I was 12 years old at the mic.
I'll go look.
It said CKVL.
Yeah.
And so anyway, and then I'd run home and change my clothes and go out and play. So that was my first introduction to a mic, a stage.
I'm just curious, were you paid? Not that it would make it any.
No, you
better.
were paid by the radio, by the radio spot. That was your award. If you won it from the theater. Yeah. That was your reward to go on the radio once a week. You did about 3 songs. And so I was very happy about that.
Wow. I don't see that
Yeah,
you might
I
have
sent
sent
it way back
Oh.
when you first asked me, I think around that time. Anyway, it's just I was 12 years old standing in front of,
Oh.
and the call letters are CKVL.
Oh, that's nice.
But
Oh,
so
here's-
that
here we
was-
go. Aha,
Yeah.
that is adorable. Let me
and a
share
live
that.
audience. It was in, you know, it was in the
Oh.
40s. So, but they always had a live audience,
Oh.
and it was I really liked it. I mean, it was
There she
I was
is.
kind of like addicted. So nothing really came of it.
That's adorable.
Nothing really came of it at all. But the background with their little hats and their
Oh yeah. Right. That is adorable. Okay.
and then I sort of, you know, I was in school, never liked school very much. It was not, it was boring to me.
I don't know why I'm
boring,
surprised.
boring. And so at 16, I heard that in downtown Montreal, they had an audition going for it. It was called the Royal Canadian Legion's show. Really,
Yeah.
what it was a Bob Hope show.
Oh.
They toured all of Canada
Uh-huh.
to all the Air Force stations, all
Oh.
over, the most obscure places you'll ever believe, but it was so amazing.
Huh.
So I go up there, and big hall for rehearsing. So I thought, I can do this. So I thought, I'm 16, and I felt so much, you know,
Yeah.
the songs really got to me.
Yeah.
So I auditioned, and I was in the show for 5 years.
Oh my God.
So we had
Wow.
Yeah. So the Royal Canadian Air Force, we were well known around Canada. The Royal Canadian Air Force actually assigned a plane to us. Our show.
Wow.
We had wardrobe. We had the like 10 dancers. We had the comics. We had our 4 freshman guys that sounded just like the 4 freshmen. We had the jazz singer, 16. And then we had a little operatic singer. And then we had the male crooner.
Wow.
And I was with them for 5 years. We only did winter.
Oh.
Winter, that was it. And so when I got to be about, I don't know, 17, you weren't allowed to go in the clubs to sing around until you were 18.
Yeah.
So really did a bad thing. Took my birth certificate and I aged it and changed the year so I could get a permit to work the clubs. So in the winter I went, the Air Force flew us all over. We went to Labrador, Greenland, Resolute
Wow.
Bay, Baffin Island, St. John's. It was the most fabulous education I could have ever had. I
Yeah.
mean, think about Bob Hope, how he went all over, but we would fly into these remote places, and then of course we had the band, you know.
Yeah.
So it was great. We would do 2 to 3 shows a day. We would only fly
Wow.
in for 3 days or 2 days, and we'd get home at 3:00 in the morning. It was pretty amazing.
So, and
It was called the Dew Line. The premier Air Force flyers at that time.
yeah.
They protected the United States and Canada from Russia.
Oh.
And so they would fly, that's what they call the Dew Line. They
Oh.
were up there 24 hours a day. They never really
Oh.
came down. They were just always up there.
Wow.
And then of course the Officers Club would always really treat us so royally. But it was so cold. So cold. And the Eskimos were actually sitting on the road. Oh, if I only knew. I managed to get some Eskimo sculpture,
Yeah.
but some of the finest sculptures were on that road doing their
Oh.
soapstone big. I could have taken them on the plane anytime, but
Yeah.
you know, I was like so young. What did I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
art?
Yeah.
But I got some beautiful pieces I still have.
Mm.
So it was always a great thing. And when I was 12 years old, when my father came home, I said, when I am 21, I remember where I was sitting in the house. When I'm 21, I'm going to leave this country and I am going to go to live and be an American. I wanted to be Canadian and American. And that's what I did. When I was 21, I still have my red trunk that I brought how many years ago. And my red trunk went on the train. And then I got on a plane with the 4 props. And that's how long ago it was. I came here in 1957.
To LA.
To LA.
Yeah.
Never been here. But I sort of just looked at the map and I thought, no, I don't want, I've been to New York. I don't want to go to Virginia. I don't want to go to Florida. And I thought, from here to there. And I thought, I think I'd like that. No more. I did not like winters. I was not a happy person to go make a snowman at all. I didn't like it.
That's because you were schlepping around in the cold.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, so I came and I never fell in love in Montreal. Didn't want to fall in love because I didn't want anybody to keep me in Montreal. So I had crushes, of course, but I was very fortunate because we had in Montreal a wonderful theater called the Seville Theater.
Uh-huh.
And I saw at the Seville Theater all by myself. I'd go up there when I was like 15, 14.
Yeah.
Lionel Hampton, Mel Torme, Count Basie, they all came into this tiny little theater. And I just loved it, you know. It's just, but they've torn it down now, but it was the most fabulous thing. I just sit in that theater and just melted, you know.
Yeah. It's funny because I was telling somebody, I was talking to a singer from Italy who worked with this pop star from Italy named Rita Pavone, and or actually Pavone. I don't know how they pronounce it, but interestingly enough, my mother and father owned a theater in East Boston, and Rita came there, and I was probably 8 or 9, and I just was so thrilled with that I never forgot her name. So this woman I was talking to, actually, Lorena Fontana,
I saw your show.
Yeah, she backed up.
Oh my God.
But you know what? I couldn't remember the name of my father's theater, and it was called the Seville.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So now you just said
God,
that, and I was like, oh, there's the name of the theater.
Right. Anyway, so I left the show and after 5 years, and like I said, I came here, and then the 3rd day I was here, met someone, fell madly in love. 3rd day here.
Wow.
Was my daughter's father.
Oh.
And I got married a year later, or a year and a half later, and then Tracy was born.
Yeah.
And she was about probably 15, 16 months. And I said, I wonder if I can get back into singing. I really wonder if I can do that, you know, because I hadn't tried out for it at all.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I can't remember how I got a contact, but I called in and I got a contact in Capitol Records. So they told me to come in. I told them I was Canadian, and I had been a singer, and I did this and I did that and I did this. And so they said, come on in. And I remember going into the Capitol, giving my name. They said, take the elevator, and went high up on the floor. And I remember walking into this waiting room, and I remember seeing all these big singers. There was like, I'm not sure if it was the Letterman or whatever, because I was like, keep it together, Bev. So I walked into this guy, and 2 guys in suits were sitting there, and they had reel-to-reel tape.
Yeah.
And a trio. And they said, okay, show us what you got.
Wow.
So I did. I said, I don't remember. I have no idea, but I'll remember the feeling and what. And so they said they had a little discussion, and they sent me to Vegas to meet with this guy who was managing, and I can't remember who it was. His name was, I think, Morty Jacobson. So typical New York, you know. And he was lovely, and I was in the big room where his star was. I can't remember her. And so anyway, he played, And he called Capitol. And so I went back and had another meeting with Capitol. And then they started talking that they could give me 58 straight weeks of work. Well, I was so young. I was like 23, 24. And I thought, okay. And then they said, and then they took me in their car and they took me on Sunset Boulevard to a place that was just opening. And it was very pretty. It was my kind of club. It was like intimate, very New York. It was Jerry Lewis who just opened up. He'd just broken off from
Dean Martin. Yeah.
And so, and it was getting ready to open. And he said, we're gonna, bill you as the Canadian girl, whatever. So I said, okay. So I left Capitol, and he said, well, you have to sign contract, et cetera, give you a recording contract. And I'm saying, okay. And I drive home to my little house in Studio City. I open the door, and there was my handsome, creative, potential advertising guy who wants to open his own advertising. He was 25 years old and on the floor. And I wasn't allowed to bring the baby, like get a nanny, visit her on it when you have some time off between the 58 weeks of work. So I looked and I said, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I remember going to the phone on the wall in my little house, and I said, once you make the phone call, you'll have no regrets. It was lovely. The offer was so amazing.
Yeah.
So I called. They were on their phones, and I said, I'm so happy that I met you. And they said, are you kidding us? Are you kidding? And he said, do you know what we just offered you? And I said, yes, I do, but I'm sorry, I have to, I'm a mother. I have to stay home with my baby and take care of my baby. And they said, well, you visit her. Just fly and visit her. Okay. So, but I hung up, and I remember putting the phone on the wall and saying, it's done. It's okay. And from then on, my husband, of course, became successful. I took a 40-year silence of not singing.
Really?
Yeah, didn't sing. Nobody knew I sang.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, it was in 2003 that I had a sort of a heartache. I always, if I have anything that's dismal in my life, or I have a traumatic thing, I always say to myself, what can I give myself to make myself feel happy spiritually, with my soul, not materialistic. And I remember saying, I know what, I'm going to give myself the gift. I'm going back to singing. So one day, there was a party, and I was invited to these friends' house, and I had made a little CD that I still have, but I never put it out, never really got it together. But I put 17 songs just to see if I could. Yeah. Not bad. It's not even doctored and nothing. I think maybe I can do this. Yeah. So there was a gentleman by the name of Michael Koenig who used to.
I remember him.
Michael? Mm-hmm, yeah. So he was there at the party, and he had a standing thing with Catalina Jazz Club every Tuesday night. I can't remember what it was called. And he went to the host, because there were a lot of people, and he said, who's that singing? He was playing my CD. And he said, she's right over there. So he came and he said, do you want to come and be my guest? And I said, okay, I will. And I did. And because nobody knew I sang, and I put this news out, they've known me for years, decades. So they all came, and I practically filled the place. They couldn't believe it, because he had a nice audience, but this was they wanted, is she kidding? What is she gonna do? And I was allowed, Michael allowed me to sing, He only wanted me to sing 3-4 songs, and at that time it was Andy Howe playing piano.
Uh-huh.
And he asked Michael if please let her sing some more. I think I'd sing an extra 3. And then after I got down from stage, this woman came over, this sweet lady, and she said, "Hello, I am Catalina." And so she says, "I want you to bring your own show in here." So I thought, oh my God, okay, I can do this. I can do this. So my first show had Grant Guysom, had Kenny Wilde. I had some great musicians that I was like pinching myself.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, who was I?
Yeah.
Nobody. I was like a spit in the ocean, right? So anyway, I've been with Catalina now. I said to her, God, I've been with you 16 years. Bevy. It's 20 years now. So 20 years I've been with Catalina. So yeah, I never had any regrets. Like if I would tell somebody that story, they'd say, "Oh God, no, I made my decision and it was good." you know?
Yeah. Cool. Wow. Well, maybe we can play something else too. Let's see. And also have a few more comments, of course. Let me start. Nora says you are a great actress. Mon David is here. Hello, two beautiful
Hi, Mon.
souls.
Mwah.
Warm hello from Anne and yours truly. Dolores says it's great to hear so much about your life. Mark loves hearing about your child. Mark Baldridge, Rose Kalila, Alvin Reyes, who's here.
He's such a sweet guy. Just adore him.
Yeah. And Alvin loves your hat.
I love his.
Yeah, Alvin likes this setup. Yeah, well, not everybody I talk to is in town, but Bev is. Gary Brumberg is here. He loves us both. Gary Brumberg.
Oh, Gary. Mwah. Had a wonderful lunch with Gary when he was here. It was
Yeah,
just, I could have talked to him for 10 more hours. It was
I
so
know,
good.
he's wonderful.
He is.
And several people said that you should make a life movie. Yeah. How many people can say they turned down a record deal with Capitol Records? Tasty Tuesdays with Michael Koenig. Yep, and
Oh,
Nalini.
Tasty Tuesday. Michael was such a wonderful, wonderful guy. Actually, Charmaine Clamore, whom
Yes.
I love, and we don't see each other very much, and it's just so terrible, you know, like you
Yeah,
and I.
she's a lovely person.
We went to Montreal and performed at a club, Maison du Jazz.
Uh-huh.
And it was a sellout, wasn't it, Michael and Charmaine? We really had a sellout. And
Yeah.
for 2 nights, we had such a lovely time.
It's great.
She's just adorable.
She's a sweetheart.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Charmaine is such
Yeah.
a sweetheart.
Actually, Mon knows her as well.
Yes.
Yes,
I met Moon, I think, through
Charmaine.
Charmaine
Yeah.
and Michael.
Yeah.
So it's all this connection, you know.
I know. It's amazing. Hey, I'm going to go look on YouTube to see if we can find a little bit of you singing on YouTube. That might happen. Beverly, and do you spell your name differently? L-E-Y?
Yes, it's L-E-Y, Beverley. I always say I'm not the Hills, I'm not Beverly Hills. But it does.
Oh, well, there's a bunch of stuff.
That's my latest one, Don't You Go Away Mad.
Is this,
Oh, that was live at,
can I show that?
sure.
Beverly Church Hogan. She's very amenable. Here we go. Speak Low, Speak Love.
Now, I first heard this song quite a while ago. Actually, it was sung by Tony Bennett.
You won't hear it very loud here, but they're hearing it.
Yeah, I was going to say it because I can.
Yeah, I'm going to move on to your actual.
Are they this?
Yes.
Let's talk.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Speak low when you speak love. Our summer day withers away too soon, too soon. Speak love. Oh, when you speak love, our moment is swift, like ships adrift. We sail apart too soon.
Have such a low
Speak
voice.
low. Oh, when you speak love, love is a spark lost in the dark. Too soon, too soon. I feel wherever I go that tomorrow is near, tomorrow is here, and always too soon. Time is so old and love so brief. Love is pure gold and time a thief. We're late. Oh, darling, we're late.
Ron Stout and Doug Webb.
Descends
then on guitar, Larry
at the
Kuntz.
ends.
Lyman on
Too
bass
soon.
and John Crew on piano.
I wait. Oh, darling, I wait. Will you speak love to me? Speak low to me and soon.
Yep. Talk about it. Yes.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Yes.
Time is so old and love so brief. Love is pure gold and time a thief. We're late, darling, we're late. The curtain descends, everything ends. Too soon, too soon. I wait. Oh, darling, I wait. Will you speak love to me? Speak love to me and soon. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Speak low.
Thank you.
While we were watching, I messaged John Prue because I forgot to tell him you were on today. So he's here and he's saying he's looking forward. You
good.
guys are recording on Friday.
Yes, we are. We're recording the new album. We're very excited about that.
Yeah. Are you using the singles that you just came out with or?
Yeah, two of those are from the album.
Yeah.
But we have 10,
Mhm.
9 songs, which I really love. Every one of them, I love them.
I
You
bet
you
do.
usually like songs. I mean, of course you love your
Sure.
song, but I'm so madly in love with the songs I've chosen.
I think that's how you are because I remember the last record. You said the same thing
I
to
know.
me.
I felt I lived all those songs. So
Yeah.
I've lived so long that I feel that I thought I'm going to give each one.
Yeah.
And it's, you know.
Yeah, why not? And well, the one thing that I was going to say about listening to you that I really appreciate is when I hear you sing, there are these moments when you can really tell, you know, if you're a listener like I am, you can really tell that a singer knows what they're doing. It's been in their past somewhere, or they, you know, they just, it's so in them that they just naturally, rhythm is one thing, rhythm and phrasing. So you have that. And then also, and this can be, you know, into this discussion, but your lyric delivery is a person who's lived and who's coming from that. So it's very honest, you know, transparent is the word they use these days for, you know, for an artist who gets up there and just is themselves.
Just reads the lyric. And,
yeah. So, or tells the lyric.
Yes,
yeah.
tells it. It's a story. Since I was a kid, when I really knew writing down the lyrics and learning them, I would really, at 12 and 13 and 14, I would look at those lyrics, even though I was young, and I would get it. You know, I would really get it in my mind, and it was always like from here to here and from out here. Yeah, for me, and it's telling the story. It's so simple sometimes. I always pretend that, like, there's a song on the other album that we made 2 years ago. It doesn't get much play because they play a few songs on that one never gets, and I love that one. Take My Breath Away. Oh yeah. You know, Renee Marie wrote that song. Yeah. I remember all that whole song somewhere in my life, and it just gives me such pleasure to sing it. Yeah, well, but it's very provocative. It's you know, it's like yeah, take my breath away. Yeah. And I mean, if you really listen to the lyrics, it is provocative, but it's satisfying, and it's I think it's very romantic and passionate, actually. Well, let's hear it. Without trying to be. Yeah.
Warm lips, soft as rain, kiss me once again. Strong heart beating fast. Don't let this moment pass. Your smile makes me warm, won't do any harm. Dark eyes burning me, can you a secret key? Touch me where I'm cold, take me, make me whole. Come close and touch my hand, put your hand right there. Bend down over me, hold tight, set me free. Take my breath away, take my breath away. the spider to the fly. I can take you where you want to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. But I better warn you that my love can make you high. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll soar, you'll fly, you'll sigh, you'll roar, beg me for more. No clouds overhead, the wind is our bed. Two fools slowly move, trees nod and approve. The stars fall and rise, moon looks down and sighs. The sea ebbs and flows, my secret is exposed. Touch me where I'm cold, take me, make me whole. Come close and touch my hand, put your hand right there, bend down over me, hold tight and set me free. Take my breath away, take my breath away, take my breath away, take my breath away. Take my breath away. Take my breath away.
Who's playing flute on that?
I want to really talk about John Prue.
Well, first let me ask
Yeah.
who is playing flute on that?
Doug.
Doug Webb.
Yeah.
And also, we will talk about John Prue because he's great. But I think that something that Bev and I were talking about before the show started was age. And I think that as we get older, it's so gracious and beautiful to allow the age to actually speak through the song. Because, you know, if a young person was singing that song, they might be very passionate about it, you know, but not in the same way. You're bringing this kind of deliciousness to growing older, you know, and owning that whole thing, like Mark Murphy did, like Sheila Jordan does, you know. You know what I mean?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So wholeheartedly. I really feel that women. Sometimes I've been at a table at a luncheon or something, and people start talking. You know, we all say, "Oh my God, this and this and," but I think the number that we're carrying. They say it's only a number. Don't worry about it. It's just a number, but it's more than that because when you get up in the age bracket that I'm in, it's I'm kind of proud that I can say my age and I'm not embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because in a week and a half I will be 60s.
That's interesting.
See, I was thinking about all the women that were in their 60s that said that to me. They were in their 60s and I was in my 80s, and I remember saying, "Oh my God, you girls are just so young. You have no idea," because they probably felt that I was not as old as I was.
Right.
And I mean, in a week and a half, I will be turning 87, and I kind of feel giddy about that because I'm singing well.
Yeah.
I love my songs. I love my musicians. And in 3 years is like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
I'm going to be oh my gosh,
Yeah.
90 years
Yeah.
old. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because, but I have always cherished my decades. When I hit 20, I'm saying, getting ready for my 30s. I mean, and it's like, it's nothing to do with foretelling the future.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mind, spirit, and body.
Yeah.
That I'm getting ready. I have 10 years now to get into another decade, because I know that your body and your and the cells and this, they do not stay the same
Yeah.
decade after decade. And I'm really striving for that 100. You know, I'm saying, hey, that's a good fun challenge
Yeah.
to do that. But I want to get into a little thing that I saw on Facebook. I didn't get into it. It was somebody that came, and they had a lot of comments on it. And it's about this. When you reach a certain age and you have to look at your lyrics on stage, so many people that I don't know, because I was on somebody else's comment or page or comment, and I thought, I'm not going to touch it, because I know how I feel. And they literally said or commented, if you can't be on mic, on a stage, and you can't remember your lyrics and you have to use the cheat sheet, you should get out of the singing business. They literally said that. You should not sing anymore. And that had a really profound effect on me, because these people probably are in their 50s, 60s. I don't know if there are any 70s, but when you get into your 80s, it's a different decade. It's not just a number. You have to be kinder, more loving to yourself. You really have to.
Yeah.
And you have to give yourself that time of not downing yourself and, oh my God, I've got this, I got that, I've got this. You've got to just say, I'm now in the decade, my 8th decade, and I have to be ready for my 90s. I want to be at the Catalina Jazz Club or at the Telos singing, and if I have to kind of glance over and look, and that should be a rule set now with some people out there that get off the stage, quit. You're cheating. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, personally, I think about looking at lyrics. I mean, of course, you want to know the song.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So to me, it's kind of a different issue about the looking at the lyrics.
Sarah.
I don't see like glancing over the lyrics is so bad. And then there are moments when it's like, oh yeah, I don't need the lyrics here, and that's fine.
Exactly.
So, and also, who's writing the big rule book?
That's what I was saying.
Who the hell is that?
Get off the stage and don't get on the stage. And you should quit singing. Of course, they don't know me.
Yeah.
And they've never been to my shows. And I'm saying, oh my gosh, I can't sing anymore because my mind is not as sharp as it once was. Sorry, but I'm still functioning. This, and here is still functioning.
Yes.
And I want to stay with it. But I was so surprised that day that I read it, and I was so tempted. See what now that's the kind of thing that I won't tell my age about. I won't say, hello, I'm in my 80s. I will not do that. But I just felt, I kind of had a little sorrowfulness for them.
Yeah.
And it was quite a famous person, actually.
Oh. Well, the more famous you are, apparently, the more you think that you have a part in the big rule book.
Maybe. I was trying to figure out what this person really, and this person was very adamant.
Yeah.
And then she brought in her group
crowd.
that were, yes, I agree. They should not sing. They should get off the stage. And oh my God, I mean, I've seen people sometimes take their page and read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me as long as they deliver from here to there. It's good for me.
Yeah. Me too.
I don't have rules.
Me too. There was a singer. So Putter Smith, who's a great jazz bass player.
Yes.
He was married to a woman named V.R. Smith. Both of them salt of the earth. just wonderful, wonderful people, and deeply, deeply in love with jazz. And VR wanted to sing, and she was really a good singer. She sounded kind of like Carmen McRae. She had that kind of same
yes.
phrasing and stuff,
Lovely.
but she was intimidated because she felt like she had to read her lyrics. So I thankfully just convinced her, you know what, it's okay. What, do it, as long as you need to do it. Maybe there'll be a song that'll come up, you don't need to do it, and big deal, just do it. So she did that for years, and slowly it got less and less. And but it's that kind of brings me into the value of different let's see, how do I say it, kind of the different reasons for making music, and which has value, and where does that value come from.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I mean, really, we're making music, like you said, or who said that today? Oh, I know. I spoke to an old friend of mine this morning. She popped into my head. She was a singer and a singing student, but she had done some really nice singing things, and she also had gotten into artwork, and so now she hasn't sung for a long time. But she said she went into a store where this guy has a gorgeous voice and he works there, and every time she goes in, they sing together. And that makes her so happy.
It's fine. It's great.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where, if you can do it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. So the value that I think we put on it, like, it sounds like the value that of those Facebook people, that they have this value on commercialism. Let's just kind of generalize,
Exactly. Exactly.
And I don't know, to me and you, that's not so super important, and to a lot of people watching.
I mean, I don't read lyrics to every song.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of songs I know that I feel okay, but there's some, and I that I just kind of saying, okay, I just want to get my heart in there, and my eyes will see those lyrics and put them into my heart, and they'll come out of my vocal cords, and that's how I do it.
It's beautiful.
And another thing, I really don't know, when I think about this, if it did any harm or to me. I've never really gone to anyone to study music with them.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, when I hear about people they studied with this one and stuff, I kind of feel, I wonder where I would be. Would I be different? Would I go in a different path the way I sing? But I always can look at the lyrics, and I never write them, but I know what that person is wanting, or felt, and so but I never have, and I've never been sort of coached,
Yeah. Well, I personally think it wouldn't have been necessarily that you had studied music with somebody. It would have just been a different path.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
I don't think you
okay.
have
All right.
anything to reflect on, like, oh, too bad, or whatever. I think it's just another path. I think about stuff like that all the time. What if I had gone to New York instead of LA? And started living?
Yeah.
Would I have been better? Who knows? I don't know. Would I have been more intense?
Perfect
Maybe.
example. Yeah, sometimes that has crossed my mind. I'm saying, because this one studied with this one studied, and I'm thinking, I wonder, but you just sort of gave a big truth there. You just don't know. I mean, it would have been a different path, probably.
Yeah. And really all that exists is now anyway. So, the past is, it's just like a book or something. It's written down and there it is, but it's really about now. I mean, if we wanted to study arranging, we could do it right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Age doesn't have any limit.
Right.
The only limit age has is in our body. in our mind. That's the limit.
Yeah.
And you have to really get ready and cope with it and,
Yeah.
and have sort of a little future plan. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Well, I told you Jay Clayton is coming to town.
Yes,
So
yes.
so Jay was a peer of Sheila Jordan. As a matter of fact, they share an apartment in New York, and then they both have outside apartments as well. But Jay and Sheila were two of the first free vocal jazz singers ever, and they both had
That's-
lofts in New York that during the time of Charlie Parker and all that.
Yes. Oh my God.
So,
what a time
yeah.
to live.
And Jay is coming here for her
Yeah.
80th birthday West Coast tour.
I'm
'cause
going to try come.
Yeah,
Sunday, right?
Yeah,
The
Sunday at the brunch at Vitello's
Oh, yeah.
with Bill Cunliffe and John Leftwich and Tina Raymond, who wonderful female jazz drummer, and Kim Richmond. It's going to be wonderful. But anyway, so yeah, but and then there's I don't know if you know this man. You would be fascinated with him, David Amram. Do you know him?
No, I've heard about him, but don't know him.
He's so interesting. He's 92.
Mm.
He lives in New York, and he has 12 projects going on at once. He's a singer, a pianist. He's a French horn player. He also plays some other interesting woodwind instruments. And he, as a matter of fact, when he was growing up, he said he got scholarships in hangology. So he hung out, for instance, he was hanging out with Charlie Parker in a club, and Charlie Mingus came along to say hi.
Oh my God.
And Parker said, "Oh, you should use him on French horn. He's really good." And Charlie said, "Oh, can you come to Europe, next week?"
The story.
So David was the French horn player on a lot of those bebop records. So if you ever hear French horn, and he's such an incredible spirit. He's so alive. It's probably the same conversation about age. I did actually interview him. You can look in my archives and
I
see.
will.
Yeah,
I definitely will.
yeah. And but anyway,
He nourishes
fascinating.
himself. Doesn't
Yes,
he? He does it. I mean,
yes.
for him to be 92, that is the supreme nourishment you can give yourself when
Yeah.
you're into anything that has anything to do with music
Yeah.
and keeping yourself healthy.
Did you ever know Bill Henderson? The
No,
singer?
I knew of him,
Yeah.
of course.
And he actually sang better and better
Yes.
and better the older he got. And he died close to 90, I'm sure. Yeah. And
So
he was great.
this new album that I'm
Yeah.
making, I don't know why, but I feel that I'm not saying it's big, but there is a little something in me that I think I've gotten better. And I hear it and I'm saying, I like this. So probably when I'm 90, I'm going to have maybe a little more and a little more. It's very thrilling to me.
And are you have a birthday show coming up, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, my birthday is November 26th, but I have on November 18th, I'm doing a Catalina show. Johnny Mercer's
Mercer's
family is giving a birthday celebration. I'm singing one song, which I just love because
That should
John
be
Frew gave me the
fabulous.
most fabulous arrangement. I'm just madly in love with this. I never thought I would sing this song, but Mark Winkler suggested that I get a song that is for the more mature people, and this one is
Well, I'm just curious, why did they ask you? Did you know the family?
no, I did not. But do you know Rose Kingsley?
No, I don't.
No, well, she's a very, very good friend with Johnny Mercer's family.
Yeah.
And actually, they did an album
Oh,
for her at Capitol Records. So
Yeah.
she sings in New York a lot. She's
yeah.
quite famous, actually.
Uh-huh.
She's a soprano singer who turned jazz singer.
Oh.
But anyway, so she got in touch with me and she said, "Do you want to do it on November 18th? Just come and sing a song." And I said, "Yeah." And I looked at all the Johnny Mercer songs, and every time I said, "I want this," it's taken.
Yeah,
It's taken.
yeah.
So the only one that wasn't taken was actually a song that Mark wants, a mature song. and When October Goes.
Oh, that's a gorgeous
And
song.
but the arrangement I have from John, it's just going to be John and I.
Oh,
But John won't
nice.
be there. But for the album, he will be, of course. We're
He
putting it
won't
on the
be
album.
he won't be at Catalans.
Not at the 18th.
Right, right.
But
They probably are
so
gonna
I'll
have a
go in
great
and do my
band.
little song, and he sent the chart to the piano player, and
Do you know who the band is?
I have no idea. All I know is
Probably a great band.
Tony Bennett's daughter, and Tony
Oh,
is on
yeah,
there.
she's adorable.
And Christina Newman, she's on there. And and it just, I don't remember anybody else that they're having. So
Wow, sounds like a great show.
yeah, and I like this. I love this song so much. I said, got to put it on the album. It's just so
Oh,
fabulous
it's a
for the album.
great
It is
song. Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
John's playing is,
Oh, and you wanted to talk
Oh,
about
I
John
do.
Prue.
When I come
John
off
Prue.
of say, so the Catalina Jazz Club is, I'm booked for the Catalina Jazz Club, and that's on February 27th, the last Sunday
Yes.
in 2022, and I'm coming in with my band. I'm so proud to be able to say for one night. Doesn't that a good feeling when you can
Yeah.
say my band? Anyway, John Prue is like a second me. I'm a second him, meaning that he comes over and rehearses with me at the house, and like I say, I don't speak musician talk. I don't read I don't know anything about looking at music sheets and what it's about. But I can say to John in my very inimitable amateur way from here, and I don't even feel embarrassed about it, because he says, "Oh, you mean like this?" He gets it. He just gets it. I can sometimes begin a sentence and he finishes the other half for me, because musically, of course.
Right.
But I mean, it's been pure joy working this album, because we got 10 fabulous songs, and his arrangements. And he's a piano player, which is so, because he's my pianist, musical director. What else? There's a third one, pianist, musical
Producer.
No, Mark is the producer
Uh-huh.
of the album. But he just gives me what's in here, and I can say to him, no, I want something in the middle, like the bass or something. I can tell what's missing
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I can hear the music, my
Uh-huh.
hearing, and I can say, no, it has to be. And now it's getting to the point that John will say exactly what I'm thinking of what the sax should not be there. We should put it there. And he'll say, the sax shouldn't be there. It should be there. And I say, okay. And he says, I read your mind. So he's a phenomenal guy. And he's so talented.
He is talented.
And I mean, he just puts together all this heartfelt stuff I want,
Yeah.
And I say, no, it's a little too harsh jazzy. That's how I speak. Non-musician music talk, I mean. And I said, it's too jazzy harsh. And he gets it. And I come up with sometimes if I record, I hear myself speaking and I say, oh my God, did I say that? But he comes back with the answer that's very intelligent. It gives me exactly. So, but when I get off stage, Cathy, on my shows, people say the same thing to me all the time. There's so much love between you and the musicians. Oh my God, that for me is the most incredible compliment.
Yeah.
Because on stage, when I'm with them, I can't tell you the love I feel up there. It is amazing to me. I feel so protected by them.
Yeah.
And when they play, I know they're playing their heart. Of course, every musician plays their hearts out for, well, some don't, but they do. But every time they just enjoy it, and they love coming to the house for rehearsals. But I understand when the audience feels that, that's the best compliment that I could ever be given, that they felt what I actually feel up there,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, now I must bring up somebody who we may, we could just even not mention almost at all, except we know how important it is. Rick.
Oh, my husband.
Yeah, because husbands are super
Oh my
important.
God, I get so teary-eyed when I talk about my husband. I get very teary-eyed.
Oh, you do?
He's the most honest person.
Hmm.
He is. He tolerates all this stuff that I go through. Well, like you and your husband, right? I mean, he's just, but he's kind and honest, and of course I'm business partners with him, and of course lately I have not been taking care of the business very well, and he just picks up the slack for me, and I know it's very difficult sometimes for him, and I love the fact that he's got the energy. And I knew when I met my husband, I was 38 years old, and Rick was like 25, turning 26. And I'm so happy that he's younger than I, because I don't have that energy that he has that I thought I would always have, And he had his own music, he was in rock and roll and all this. And I really brought him into the jazz world and into the Brazilian music. Because when I had my daughter, there was nothing except jazz and Brazilian music played in the house. So Tracy grew up with that. But Rick is, he's a special person. But I must say, we have our moments, because I always say to him, you are the most stubborn man I have ever met in my life. Never forget being my husband, but he's he's the goat, the mountain goat. And and they say that Sagittarians, and if you believe that, and Capricorns are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, for me, it's Leos. I was with my first husband 17 years, and my boyfriend in between, and that was enough for me, because I'm a Gemini, so that was just too stubborn. And actually Gary is a Capricorn, which is great for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, well, Rick's a Capricorn. He's born on Christmas Eve.
Really? Well, Gary's born on the 27th.
Oh, wow.
So he always tells the story of how he hated growing up with a birthday that close to Christmas, because presents.
Rick is Christmas Eve, but he's
Christmas Eve. Wow.
And he's so kind and respectful to women.
He's a love.
I have to tell you, he really is, and he's he's brought a lot of Rick Hogan to this planet, in his own way. But the Sagittarian sometimes says, I can't do it with this goat. Oh my God. A mountain goat is different than just the little goats. They just plod, and boy, they're not going to let anything get in their way. And
I hope you're listening, Rick. I mean, you also, I know he's super supportive of you.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
He is. Actually, when he comes to the Catalina Jazz Club, I've heard this 1,000 times because I've been there 20 years. We have a family table, and he takes his chair and turns it around so that his back's to the table, and he just sits there, and everybody knows, and they all look at Rick as I'm coming on the stage, because they say he has this look that he gives, and they all say to me, we watched Rick, we saw Rick. It's really pretty funny. And I said, really? Oh yeah. Oh, he has that look when he sees you coming. So I'm saying, well, it's a ritual. I don't think he knew that, Rick. I think he's listening. He's at the store, our optical design store.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful optical design store in Montana. We've been there for 35 years.
Wow.
And our store it's a beautiful store.
What is it called?
Optical Designs, and it's right on Montana and Euclid, which is 13th Street. But our store is pretty well known. We've
Yeah.
had a lot of lovely people. We used to have, like, used to, because it's changed now, Sally Field and Goldie Hawn laughing and partying it up in our store. Used to be the stopping ground for the little groups.
Oh, wow.
And it was
Fun.
yeah, but 30, I think it's 30, Rick will correct me, it's 36 years we've been there.
Wow.
But he loves his work.
Yeah.
He loves what he does. He loves helping people. He's got an honesty about him that
Yeah.
is superb. But anyway, I'm
Well,
happy.
cool. Let's listen. Well, first of all, any Kelsey, Kelsey, when you're doing an hour show that you've rehearsed for months, that's one thing, but a 3-hour gig when you want to add in new songs, sometimes you have to cheat. I'd rather people do that than sing the same songs.
Thank
over
you,
and over.
Carrie. Thank you. Mwah.
That is so true. Oh, oh, so you have a promo video. Dan Davila sent a promo video of you. Can't get out of
Right.
this
That's
mood.
when I was making my first album.
Oh, let's have a little trip in time.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Very long time. I really
I remember this.
wanted to seek out the songs that meant so much to me. I love standards, but I wanted to get
love that
a
song.
CD
Wait till you
that
see 'em.
people, a couple,
What?
could
love
sit
that
in
song.
front of
Wait
the
till-
fireplace.
tribute.
And I came up with 10, I think, very wonderful, loving
I'm
songs.
singing that song.
My job as the producer and piano player is really just to help her to hone these songs and to get the arrangements together and to work on her
There's
vocals.
the never aging
He actually knew what
Sean
I
Prue.
wanted, the feeling I wanted.
So that's the kind of groove, really, swinging. She has really good musical instincts, so she'll sing a phrase and then she'll change it in a way that to a musician's ear is really cool, the way she did it.
If I would say to him, I would really like to change this or that, and I cannot speak musician talk, but he would go to the piano and he'd say, do you mean something like this? It was spot on.
She just has really good ears and good instincts, and she relies a lot on her musicians to help her, and I think she's really open to that, which is why it's such a pleasure to work with her. And then I'm again going to cue the downbeat of that 51 at the top.
Love playing.
When I go into the studio, I feel very comfortable because I've been around these musicians.
Beverly's a sweetheart. She's just wonderful to work for, and they're great songs. A lot of them from the American Songbook.
Those 2 bars repeat 3 times, and you can just kind of do some solo fills over that.
We'll do another solo anyway.
You want to do another solo?
Sure.
And I always say that I love to bring Sondheim into a jazz club. I don't know how he'll feel about that, but I certainly love to have Sondheim on stage with me.
I want you so, it's like I'm losing my mind.
The star is Beverly, but also the co-star are the songs. I didn't know what to expect from the tunes, and I was very pleasantly surprised because the entire album is obviously going to be a mood piece. You're trying to find the song, and she's found a whole bunch of them. And she lives the tunes, It's one thing to sing, but can you sell it? The performer like Judy Garland or someone who just totally acted out the song. So I hear that in her voice as well.
I actually took a 40-year silence and got back into singing.
Yeah.
I did one too many. And here I am. My first gig was at the beautiful Catalina Jazz Club.
I'm going to be coming back to Los Angeles for this gig November 5th at Catalina. She does 1 gig a year, so it's always packed. It's always a lot of fun.
I have a very happy feeling. I know that these musicians have played their heart out for me. That I know for sure.
What year is that? 10. No, sorry. I was looking at the phone number.
2018,
Okay.
and it was released, or it was in 2019, just before the pandemic.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Yeah. So, well, so being that you, I'm looking, I keep this open too. This is for YouTube comments. So Roland says, Beverly, I would have said you're 75 tops if I met you in person. Do you have a portrait of yourself up in the attic? No. And then Sedona Lives, absolutely lovely voice and recordings. And of course, Beverly's precious spirit is as lovely. Listening from YouTube while working. Yay for technology. Love to you all. I don't know who that is exactly, but that's their moniker. Sedona Lives. So maybe someone in Sedona.
What's the last name?
Sedona. Maybe someone in Sedona.
Oh, Sedona, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, don't forget, Don't You Go Away Mad.
Oh, right.
I guess this is one of your big hits.
The new song that's going to be on the CD.
Okay, let's see if I can find you doing this song.
There it is, right up there, the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
I must confess what you say is true. I had a rendezvous with somebody new. That's the only one I ever had. Baby, baby, don't you go away mad. Cheating shows that it never goes. You got a reason to be mad, I suppose. But he only was a passing fad. Baby, don't you go away mad. His kind's a dime a dozen, and that's not the kind I want. Who'd ever dream your cousin would wander into that restaurant? I understand that you feel upset. What do you say that you forgive and forget? Come on and kiss me just to show you're glad. Baby, baby, don't you go away mad.
It's a great song.
Now his kind's a dime a dozen, and I should have passed him by. Who'd ever dream your cousin would come along and give us the eye? I understand that you're quite upset. What do you say that you forgive and forget? Come and kiss me just to show you're glad. Baby, don't you go away mad. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, baby, don't you go away mad. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, don't you know I'm bad. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, baby, don't you go away mad.
Fun.
That's great.
Fun.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you had some Chloe Dweesey is here.
Oh, yes, she's from England. Chloe.
She said your voice is like butter.
I hope you're
Actually,
feeling better.
And Reb Frost, hi to Beverly from Verdun.
What? Who?
Reb.
Oh, Reb. Hi,
Yeah.
Reb.
Also,
Verdun.
apparently the Sedona person is Jody. Jody Jarris.
Oh, Jody.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Jody.
I mean, you said it was Jody, and I'm assuming it's you because you used the word precious, which is your word. Right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. So, and Nora's smiling from ear to ear, which
I
is
want to
great.
talk about, seeing we're back in the Canadian land, I want to talk about my brother.
Okay.
My brother is named Ted Church, and he was a famous photographer in Canada. He's been in a lot of books, and he was the one that shot John Lennon, and I shouldn't use the word shot, photographed
Yeah.
John Lennon and Yoko in bed in the protest. Yeah, that's like iconic.
Yeah, that's
iconic.
very iconic.
And he would come out sometimes, to see my show.
Yeah.
But anyway, this year he passed away. And so I'm doing a tribute on February 27th to my brother in one small section. And then I have a wonderful friend by the name of Leonard Granger, who was very deep in the business at one time, managed and money managed and career-wise, Andy Williams. You remember Kay Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, anyway, he passed away. So I have two little areas in the show that I'll be paying tribute to both men. And they passed away 2 weeks of each other. So that was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
So the February show is where?
At the Catalina Jazz Club.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the last Sunday
Oh,
of February.
I see. Oh, I think I missed that. I heard you say that.
Yeah, it would be.
So is
Catalina.
that in lieu of your birthday?
Yeah, I'm not going in November, except
No.
for the one song,
Yeah.
the Johnny Mercer. So I have a story to tell you. It's a funny story.
Okay.
During my past, when I was in the show, that the Legion show with the Air Force traveling all around with us, or the plane, there were 4 of us that left the show because I was a big fan. I know a lot of people don't like him, of Jerry Lewis.
Okay.
And he just split up with Dean Martin. And he had his show, I think it was at the Palace Theater in New York City. And I convinced everybody, oh my God, I just want to see him. Okay, let's drive. So we drove for 12 hours. There was a soprano singer, a comic, and a crooner, and me.
Oh, boy.
And so we arrive, and I go to the wicket to get the ticket, and they said, we've been sold out. We've been sold out for weeks.
Oh no.
And I said, oh no. I said, I'm from Canada. I think I was 17. And I said, I have to see Jerry. I mean, we've traveled a long way. And so I must have had a look of forlornness on me. And so the bouncer, she said, wait a minute. So this guy came. I mean, I was like this. He was huge. He says, tell me your story. So I said, we're from Canada. And and I want to see Jerry Lewis because I think his sense of timing is unbelievable. I remember saying that to him, and he's like looking down at me. And I said, I can't go back to Montreal. We're from Montreal. Follow me. So I follow him, and the theater, Cathy, is packed. So we go down the aisle. I'm behind him, and my three fellow companions are behind me. And we keep walking down and walking down and walking down. We get to the stage, and he walks us up on the stage. You know, they used to have those little things in New York, and the stages in New York, you know, they were like on each side they had a decorative thing. And what they did, they moved the little wall that for decoration. They put 4 chairs in there, and they put us in. And I'm saying, oh my God, I can't believe that. I was here, and the male singer was there, and the dancer and the comedian. Anyway, so Jerry comes out. I mean, I could have just said, he doesn't look at me because he's like coming off the stage. And I'm saying, oh my God, how come we're up here? This is crazy. So he's, you know, singing and doing his little shtick and everything. And so he still doesn't see us. And so anyway, I guess all of a sudden everybody gets excited because the spotlights are now all on the audience. They're going through the audience. And my friends literally picked me up. And I remember I was wearing in the 50s. I was wearing this tight dress, a skirt with a jacket. And I said, no. And so they put me, and I'm now standing like this, so scared. My heart was out of my jacket. And they remained in their seat. And the spotlight saw that. And all the spotlights that were going, because he was about to choose someone from the audience to make a fool out of, truthfully. I mean, I didn't know that. I'd never seen the show before. And all of a sudden, all the lights are on me, and he turns around, and he comes and he says, oh my God, how did you get here? He says, oh my God. So he took my hand, and he says to me, do you think that you could sit? I want to sit at the end of the stage with your feet with your legs into the pit.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know. I mean, I was like in shock. And I said, oh, he's going to cremate me. He's going to just make a fool out of me. So anyway, he helps me down very gracefully. And he comes down, and he says, do you know the song? Oh my God, I'm having a moment here. Shine on Harvest Moon. Oh my God, shine on Harvest Moon. I can just hear him. Shine on. So I said, oh God, think. And I said, I know the melody, but I don't know the lyrics at all. And I said, can you feed them to me? He said, sure. So I thought, okay. So he had the mic, and I actually took the mic from him, not forcefully. He was so shocked when I did that. And the band started, and I started. He said, okay, start. And I sang that song like it was the hottest, sexiest number you ever heard. He just gave me the words, the lyrics, and didn't say a word. He let me sing the whole song. And the audience were very appreciated. I felt very humble that they appreciated me. And he picked me up, and he says, do I know you? And I said, no. He said, have I ever met you before? No. He said, because she's not a plant. I don't know how she got on stage like this. So he walked me back, and then he said to me, go, come and see me. And he was married to Patty at that time. That's how long ago it was. And he was so young looking, and he was just telling me that it was hard for him. He had just split from, of course I knew. And he said, you need to continue. And he says, you need to do your voice. You need to keep your voice natural like you do. Yeah, I remember him saying that to me. But anyway, and he talked about Montreal. He loved Montreal. But I'm telling you that story because the Capitol Record story, where did they take me? To Jerry Lewis's club.
Oh, yeah.
that was being built at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
So there was another funny connection, you know.
Wow.
But he could have just wiped the floor with me.
That is, yeah, but he was so good at seeing opportunities. And that was such an amazing opportunity.
But he was so surprised. He didn't even, he just,
yeah.
I just took his arm and took it away. And
But he was like, I mean, that's what I always think of him as. Total professional, total like you don't
Yes.
resist what's happening. You go with it. And especially for comedians, right?
yes,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And his sense I always admired his sense of
Yeah,
timing.
yeah.
And then years later, I'm sitting at the dining room table. I was having a little dinner and I had met this girl at the gym, and she was such a lovely gal. And I didn't know her husband, and her husband said, I worked for Jerry Lewis. I was his right-hand guy. And I said, what year? And it was the same year. And I said, oh my God, I was, with the song. And he said, if you could tell me, listen to this, if you could tell me the month and the year, I will get you the tape. Because
Oh my
Jerry tapes
Oh,
everything, but I
God.
couldn't remember. I just didn't
Oh,
remember.
my God.
Because he was there for a long time. And that night that I saw him, he was introducing a new singer, unbeknownst to me that she tried to really become famous in LA on the West Coast, and she couldn't. So he brought her to the East Coast. Guess who I saw today, my dear? Edie Gourmet.
Oh.
So he was introducing Edie as
Oh.
a brand new person,
Oh,
but
wow.
she had tried here and didn't kind of make it, I
Wow.
heard.
Interesting.
So it's all these little connection things, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really amazing.
But
Such
I'm
a
telling
story.
you, if I hadn't taken command when I was 17 and took him, I thought he's gonna so I thought I'll give him something to do. Feed me the lyrics. I thought, what can I do to have him be part of this?
You're a very strong thinker when
oh
you were
my
young.
God, yes, I was.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
But oh God, it's just amazing.
How do you keep yourself in shape for if you just have one gig a year?
Well, I used to. I don't do it anymore because 5 months ago, unfortunately, I took a very bad fall.
Yeah.
I told you about that, backwards, and I'm now having a concussion, and that'll probably last a year. And it does silly things to your brain when you have things like that. And sometimes I don't speak very well, but singing was not affected. And it's like, Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
I think about Tony all the time. So sometimes I go, and I have to wait until it, and the neurologist told me that it's like a bowl of jelly and your brain sits in it. And when it's been disturbed, like I had such a disturbance 5 months ago, the brain will be fixed when it's fixed. They can't do anything about it at all. So, but I used to do a lot of walking. I used to love to walk. I'm not a big gymnast, but I do work out on like little weights and things like that. But I love to walk. But I haven't.
What about
done-
singing shape?
singing? I vocalize.
You do.
Yeah, I do vocalize. Yeah, I do vocalize. I'll tell you who gave me great vocalizing.
Yeah.
She put it down for me on my phone, was Claire Martin.
Oh,
When she
cool.
was here, I guess a few years
Yeah.
ago, she stayed with us.
Oh, yeah, I
she loved the
remember that,
dogs, and she
right.
was in her glory.
Yeah.
But I said, oh gosh, I need some vocalizing. Don't worry, I'll give it to you. So she just gave me a whole bunch. So I like to vocalize sometimes. It's important to me. It helps me with my high notes. My low notes are always, solid for me.
Yeah, yeah, you have a low range.
Yeah, I do have a low range. So,
Yeah.
but I like it to be strong,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this has been such a treat. Hi, guys.
Yeah, Karen Celeste Cruz is here. Claudia Koval wants to catch her show in February. You know, strangely enough, I have a gig that day too. It's a Saturday, isn't it?
When?
The 27th, the February 27th.
Sunday.
A Sunday,
Yeah.
right? It's a Sunday. Yeah, I'm performing at a church in Eagle Rock.
Ah, are you at night?
Yeah, but it's just for an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I can come over because my show is probably, I don't know, could be, it's either 7 to 8:30 or 6 to 7:30. So
Yeah. I think my show starts at 7:30.
yeah, I'm just looking at other, okay. So, yep, new messages. Yep, that was Jody Sedona.
It was?
Yeah.
Ah, Jody. Sedona, it's a nice place to be.
I don't think she's there. I think that's her email or.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna go look for more music because there was a song that I used to really maybe it was "Take My Breath Away" though. It was kind of a sexy, like bluesy song. It was very cute, but very sexy.
Maybe it's, I don't know if that, I don't know what.
Does that? No, maybe it was that song that you were.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see.
That's the title song is Can't Get Out of the Mood, so.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Wait Till You See Him, this is probably one of my favorite all-time songs. And Nora, what is her name? Nora, is that her name? Sorry, I'm having a moment. From England.
Chloe, oh, Claire.
No.
From England?
No, she's one of England's sweethearts. Norma, thank you. Thank you, Brain. Norma Winstone. You should listen to Norma Winstone.
I'm going to.
She's an incredible singer,
Yeah.
and she's one of England's very high-level sweethearts. She's also older, and she has a beautiful voice. She has very high range, very jazz, kind of modern jazz singing. But anyway, she has the most beautiful, like orchestral arrangements with that song.
Beautiful.
So I'm a big fan of that song, and and I want to hear Beverly Hogan sing this song because
And Sandy Waite from Australia.
Sandy White,
Oh,
love
she's
Sandy
wonderful.
White. Might be on her. Oh, okay. She's watching you.
Wait till you see him, see how he looks. Wait till you hear him laugh. Painters of paintings, writers of books, never could tell the half.
Claire Martin is watching.
Wait till you feel the warmth of his glance, pensive and sweet and wise, all of it lovely, all of it thrilling. I'll never be willing to free him when
actually move over to Stuck in a Dream. Now, Claudia
Oh,
said there's a
yes.
story with that.
Oh, yes, there
What
is.
is?
a
Tell us
beautiful-
the story, and then we can.
Okay, so John was at rehearsal, and we were getting the songs ready to do the album. And I said to John, I just met John actually. So it was way before the album. And I said, you know, there's a song that I can't get out of my head. And I just really love this song. And he says, what song is that? I said, Stuck in a Dream. He says, okay, that's my song. So that was so fabulous. So fabulous. And when we did Stuck in a Dream, you know, he has a beautiful arrangement. But I said to him, this is my first time I think that I spoke jazz talk to him. I said, you know what? It's so beautiful. But in the solo part, can you sort of give it a really like hard jazz feeling? And this is what he gave
Oh.
me. He changed that middle part. I love this middle part. It's amazing. The solo was beautiful. So I should say.
Careful now, don't play with my heart. I could fall in love, and that may not be smart. For then, where would you be? Stuck in a dream with me. Careful now, your lips on my cheek, your hand stroking mine, the way your eyes speak could seal your destiny. Stuck in a dream with me. Funny how life goes. Who can say when love is real? Yet here I am telling you how I feel. Careful now, stop leading me on before it's too late and all hope is gone. Unless you want to be stuck in a dream with me. Funny how life goes. Who can say when love is real? Yet here I am telling you careful now, stop leading me on before it's too late and all hope is gone. Unless you want to be caught in a dream, lost in a dream, stuck in a dream with me.
Yay! Oh, that was really nice. Yep.
Thank you.
And Cammie loved it, and Joel Rothberg loved it, and Reb Frost loved it. And yeah.
So lovely that they're all here. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't
Thank
it?
you so much for inviting me. This has been
Oh, you're
such a
welcome.
pleasure for me. I
And
loved it.
you know, people can view it more. They, even if it kind of
Right,
goes
right.
away from Facebook, there's an archives.
Like Sandy said, Sandy
Yes.
White.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that Claire Martin's on.
Yeah.
She was the best house guest. I'm telling you, she was wonderful.
Yeah.
Because she loved my 3 pups. She loved my dogs. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire. Well, thank you for being
Oh,
on. Thanks for
Cathy.
coming out and hanging
It's
out at
been
the house too.
delightful. Thank you so much. I thought, my God, 2 hours. What am I going to talk about? I've never talked so much about myself in my whole life. Really,
Pretty
I
fascinating.
oh my, I thought I can't talk about myself for 2 hours. That's like, wow, borderline narcissism. But I had a good time. Brought up a lot of things, especially because I'm still that Verdun girl from Montreal. I mean, I just love that town, you know. And my family's still there, and hopefully they're all going to come out for my show. And I'm hoping to go into Vitello's in May also.
Oh,
I'll do,
good.
yeah. So, Cathy,
More than one gig a year.
your rainbow scarf is beautiful.
Isn't that? This
Yeah.
is done by Amy Jane Johnson in New Mexico.
Pretty, so pretty.
She does the colors onto the material. Quite beautiful. Thanks, Amy Jane. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, actually, we'll have Mary Foster Conklin on,
Oh, I love Mary Foster Conklin.
singer from New York, and really good singer. And she has a radio show on, which I'm sure she's played both of us.
Yes.
And for the archives this week, Thursday is Gary Fukushima, who I think is one of the most underknown and best piano players in LA.
I agree.
He's so wonderful.
And such a happy face, smile. Is he ever feeling sad or down? I don't think so.
He's a lovely person.
Yes, he is.
And then Friday, it will be an interesting arranger, Brian McNellis, and who I didn't know until I interviewed him. And then Frank Salem, a pianist from New York, on Saturday. And interestingly enough, Sunday, the day that Jay Clayton is doing her brunch, she will also be on my archived show.
Wow, what a day.
It's a sign.
It's a big day on Sunday.
So if you're in town, I'm going to tell you about 3 things this week. Thursday, Mon David, his birthday performance is at Catalina's,
I'll be there.
Thursday the 11th.
Gonna be there, Mon. Yay!
And then if you're on the other side of town, Cheryl Barnes and her husband Philip Cabasso are playing at the Nano Cafe in Sierra Madre. And it's a nice gig. It's a nice hang. It's a kind of a mid-size room, and there's a bar. And anyway, we used to work there a lot, but Cheryl Barnes, that's Friday night. And then Saturday, Otmaro Ruiz,
Oh,
who is just a heavenly genius piano player. He's
Great.
playing at the G spot, we fondly say, which I won't go into the jokes. Well, maybe I should.
yeah, do
Hard,
it.
hard to find. That's not my joke, but anyway. And then Sunday, Jay Clayton, she's going to be doing a brunch at Vitello's, Feinstein's, from 12 to 1:30. Great band, Bill Cunliffe and John Leftwich and Tina Raymond and Kim Richmond. I seriously suggest being there. She's 80 years old. As I said before, she's a veteran of jazz. She really is where a lot of us came from. So I feel really strongly about paying tribute to her, as you would to Sheila Jordan, somebody like that. So that's, and she also is doing a workshop. If anyone wants to take a workshop or a private lesson with her, she'll be here from Thursday on. And the workshop is Saturday, 11:30 to 2:30 here in I don't live in North Hollywood. I live in Granada Hills near Northridge. So you know how to contact me. And if you don't, just go to my website. And that's kind of about it. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I've been to a party and I really enjoyed myself every minute. I'm surprised.
Yeah. And now we're going to go eat something and gab more.
We're going to do lunch. We're going to eat like little, I won't say the word.
We're going to eat little tiny amounts too.
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much for being with us, guys, and see you tomorrow for Mary Foster Conklin's show.
Thank you for coming. So happy.
Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you, Cathy. Mwah, mwah, mwah.